What's up, everybody? I'm Cameron. Welcome to another episode of Snow University. Today, we're going to talk about how to market your snow removal company. And once again, as I say for everybody, this is mostly for new guys. If you've been in business a long time, Snow University is not necessarily for you because most of what we're going into is kind of how to start and how to start successfully and not go out of business. So I'm going to go ahead, share my screen as always, get all this crap out of the way. So when you are looking at starting a snowmobile company, obviously you have to get customers. The first thing people do is they post on their personal page and they say, "Hey, we're plowing snow," and then their friends share it. You're probably not going to get enough customers that way to be wildly successful. So the main ways of marketing are, the first one would be social media. And when I say social media, I'm referring to Facebook and Instagram, because you can run ads from them. A lot of people will follow your pages, and you can keep them engaged with various types of content. A lot of companies do have Twitters, TikToks, etc. I don't really, because TikTok, if you want to go viral, cool. But as far as actually getting work in the beginning, is that going to be helpful to you? I don't really know. I mean, if you want to have one, cool. But if not, you don't need one to get work. And I'm not aware of marketing on TikTok, though I'm not well versed in it. So Facebook and Instagram. um, I'm just going to go through all these, and then we'll go through deep dive into each one. And then you have EDDM, which is every door direct mail, or some people just call them mailers. That is where you create a flyer and you take it to the post office. They print off, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. They mail them out to the service areas that you want to cover. And then when the people receive them in their mail, they can call you or they can throw it in the trash. And then you have websites. Everybody knows what a website is. Pretty straightforward. It's somebody types in gravelboss.com and it pulls up their website, and there you are. It lists all of your services and your service areas, etc. Google AdWords is when you type in, snow plowing near me, you pop up because you're a sponsored ad. Generally speaking, they only run 3 ads at the top of each page for Google AdWords. So you'd be one of the 3. It's also called PPC. If you ever hear a marketer talk about PPC, they're talking about Google AdWords, most likely. And then you have hangers and flyers, which are very similar to mailers, except you would run door to door and pass them out in some sort of venue. Okay. So let's go into each one. We're going to start off with social media, which is my favorite. That's how I get like 90% of my work. It's super cheap to do. Okay. So let's get this out of the way. Let's open up my Facebook here. Oop, where's it going? This full screen. So pretty much when you start a Facebook page, you want to have something that represents you. We're a trucking company mostly, so most of my content is trucking related. But I have my logo in the background. You don't have to. I'm not opposed to having like a picture of your dump trucks or your plow trucks or whatever it is. I just like the way that my page looks when you pull it up this way. Okay, but that's just me. Okay, so when you're on Facebook, you'd go to your personal page and then you'd create a page. You don't want to create a new account. You don't want to create like an add a friend type of thing. It needs to be an actual business page. And then you would start posting things, generally speaking, that are snow related. I have other YouTube videos that are more in depth on Facebook ads. But just overall, when you're writing a Facebook ad, the things you need to do are you need to outline how they can contact you, what services you offer, where you offer them, and then a really good picture of what that showcases kind of like your service offering, if you will. So in this case, the service offering is residential snow removal, as you can see. Social proof bias, I wrote that we plow an actual billion properties every snowfall. That's to say that we're not just some truck in a truck that plows like 10, 20 driveways. We plow like 200 and something driveways every time it snows. We have room for 30 or to 40 more driveways. I wrote that because it adds in a sense of urgency. Like, we already plow a ton. 30 isn't very many more to us. You probably should get on it because there's a limited number of slots. We have multiple trucks covering from Big Lake to Chugiak. If you're a single truck operation, you should probably not cover a huge service area the way that I do. You should start off with, we service Palmer and Palmer only. We're dedicated 100% to Palmer, or whatever your area is that you want to plow in. You need to keep it tight. You need to keep it condensed, and I would mark it that way. I, on the other hand, am pretty big, so we're big in the scheme, or in the grand scheme of things when it comes to residential snow companies. Um, and that way I can, like, I have that, like, I can use the fact that I cover a big area to my advantage. But if you're just a single truck, I would not do that. The two types of billing processes that we have, which are annual and then per push. Obviously, we've touched on those before. You know what the difference is. One is they pay X amount of dollars and we cover all of their snow for the whole winter. The other option is, every time it snows, we come out and plow, and we bill them for each individual plow. We can go into more detail on that in the ad if you want, but usually most people kind of know what we're talking about with that. Um, Normally, and I don't know why I didn't on this particular ad, but in most ads, I am ultra transparent about my pricing because I don't really care. I'd rather get that out of the way beforehand so that nobody's wasting any time. Normally, I would say annual flat rate starting at $1,000 per plow, starting at 60, or whatever my pricing is going to be. I don't really know why I didn't add it into this one, but I didn't, and you can't edit it once you're running an ad. But anyway, and then sanding, shoveling, probably should have added in ice melt, but I didn't, because that's just additional services that we offer. And then how to get a hold of us: text your name, address, email, and then phone number to text it to. I do that personally so that things don't get lost, or if I miss a phone call, it's not a big deal, right? And then a picture of my plow truck towing a skid steer to show that we have more than just one plow truck, and it's in a snowstorm. Anyway, you can get stock images off of Facebook or not off Facebook. If you go to unsplashed.com, you can buy pictures that are watermark free and legal to use. If you just steal other people's pictures, you can get sued. But anyway, and then yeah, so that's pretty much it. So with Facebook, once you make a post, you have the option to boost the post. And that is how it gets seen by people other than your followers. Okay. So when you're going to boost a post, let's find one that I want to do here. Oh, I'm under Home Solutions right now. God damn it. Let me switch here. There we go. Okay. let's go ahead. Let's pretend we're going to boost this one. Okay. So you hit the boost button. When you need to have a goal for the ad, generally speaking, you can have website visitors get messages, or you can have click to call. I usually just run get more messages, because if you send people to your website, it's just more steps for them to go through to get a hold of you. You want to make it very easy to get a hold of you. Okay. So I would click get more messages, and then you're going to have the get messages button pop up on here. Okay. We want to run it on Instagram, and it's going to automatically run on Messenger. Your welcome message, you can edit these. I'm not going to do it while we're recording this, but you can like give them automatic questions to answer, or to ask you. And then this is the most important. When you're running a Facebook ad, I already ran this post once. And so this is a little bit interesting, but usually when this is number one most important thing for advertising, or for advertising on Facebook, is when you open this up, generally speaking, it's going to cover all of the US. You have to X out of that. You'll just click the X button here. Otherwise, you'll show it to like literally every state, and that's super kind of a complete waste of money, and you're not going to get those clients, right? And it's just annoying to all parties involved. So you cross that out, and then you add in the service or the area that you want to cover. And you can just type in your zip code or your address or whatever it is. And then let's edit this. So we have this size. Oh gosh. Okay, let me start over again here. If it'll load. There we go. Okay, now we can drop our service area down. So like I wouldn't want to cover more than Palmer and Wasilla, so I drop it down to 13 miles or so. And then again, they're going to pre-populate these for you. I would just X out of all of these. And what I do is, oh, it's right here. Yeah. So I don't target by interests because there is no way to quantify if someone wants plowing or not, generally speaking. But I do quantify by income, which sounds like stupid, but it's not, or sounds like mean. But basically I don't service or I don't advertise to anyone under 50% of the median income for my area. So for us, that's anyone making less than $43,000 a year. They probably don't have enough money to hire a snow company. And if they do, they're not paying us because we're kind of expensive. Okay. So I would add in all three of these, top 50 to 25, top 25 to 10, and top 10. Those are the type of people that I am trying to market to. So you can save audience. You can, let's edit it. So we go into here. So detailed targeting, you can get into all of these education levels, income levels, the different things that people are interested in, or the life events that have happened, their relationship status, and what they do for work. If you're targeting commercial sites, you can target people's based on their job title. Like if you're a general manager at BP, then you're probably going to have some sort of poll for who you hire for snow removal. But that is like way more complicated, and we're not going to get into that. Okay. And then we click people who we choose to targeting, which we have already built that demographic for. And then how much do you want to spend? When you're running an ad, you don't ever want to run it for less than 10 days. Usually I run it for 14 to 20 days. And you need to spend, I think it's at least $1 a day. I would recommend probably $5 to $10 a day. Run it for a couple weeks. Okay. So, and then after that, you link a card. You have your placements. You can X out of these placements if you want. And then you just hit boost post now. And that's really all there is to it. Okay. So that's Facebook. And when you run Facebook ads, so what I do is I run Facebook ads that link to Instagram. And I make sure that I have a picture that the formatting does work on Instagram. Okay. Now, when you're doing your regular posts, when you sync your Facebook and your Instagram together, you can cross post from Instagram, but not cross post from Facebook. So when I'm making a post, I'm going to hold this up. I don't know if it'll work or not, but so I have my business Instagram here. And when I make a post from the Instagram, I'm just gonna go. You can see here that I have the option to also post it to Facebook. Okay. After they're linked. I do that because it makes it way easier. Instead of updating two different social medias, I just update one social media and it posts to both of them. Okay. And then you have to go to each Facebook and Instagram to like reply to specific comments and that sort of thing. But it's just easier for all parties involved, I think, to post just from Instagram. And that way everything is the same. Now, if you ever have to make an edit to your post, you need to edit them within the specific app itself. So if you cross post from Instagram to Facebook and you need to edit it, you need to edit it one in Instagram and also in Facebook. Okay. Same thing if you want to delete it, you have to delete it from Instagram and then also delete it from Facebook. And then you can post it again or whatever. Now, important note, I usually write my ads to show and post them to my page as a regular post previous to boosting them, and then not inside Ads Manager. And we're not getting into Ads Manager within this video, but the reason for that is, and I let it sit for a day before I run it as a boosted post. And the reason for that is anytime you have typos, errors, or things you want to add and subtract, you have to do that previous to boosting the post. You can't do any sort of editing after the post has been boosted or ran as any sort of ad or had any money behind it. Okay. So that's all I'm going to go into for Facebook. That's pretty much all you need to know. Just basically create content regularly, keep your people engaged regularly. And not everything has to be a sales pitch. And we'll actually get into that here. I'm gonna leave this page. I post memes that I make that are specifically relevant to my industry, which is this is trucking. And then, I'll kind of make fun of people sometimes, in a non-mean way. That's a job post, but more funny stuff, updates on what we're doing that day, um, that sort of thing. I'm not always trying to sell, but that's like way more advanced. We'll get into that later. So, okay, so let's drop this down here and see what was the next thing that we had. Notes. Types of marketing. EDDM. Okay. Every door direct mail. So what that's going to end up being, move this over here. Oh, how do I make this smaller? That's really frustrating. I don't know how to make this smaller, so you're just gonna have to bear with me here. God damn it. Maybe if I save it to, let's download this. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Perfect. So this is what you would create. This is my other company, so I can share this. This is the type of thing that you would create that's called a mailer or a flyer or EDDM or whatever you want to call it. They're all pretty much the same. You have to change the formatting slightly for what the application is, but they don't need to look like this. But basically, this is the general idea. You can design this within Canva or whatever it is. You have the name of your company, your phone number, and then a list of your services, as you can see on the bottom right-hand corner. The reason that they should go with you, basically, you want to get all of your sales pitches out right off the bat. And then I do always include pricing in our mailers. That's a personal thing. A lot of people don't recommend it, but I do. And I make way more money than anyone watching this. So I know what I'm talking about. I had a marketing company do this particular one, and I'm not like a huge fan of it, but this is just like, this is the general idea of like how you go about it, right? Or this is what it's supposed to look like. So after you have this designed, pull this back up. Then you go to, here we go. If you just type in USPS.com, business services, and then you have EDDM, you're going to go here. This is what you're going to be running. You can create a map of the service area that you want to cover. I believe it's something to the nature of, I think I sent out 10,000 of them, and it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like $2,800 or something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it's a pretty large chunk of money, but you also get a huge amount of exposure, and it's more effective than Facebook on a per view basis. Okay. And basically you just go through this whole process. You need to create it first, and then you go to your USPS office, not UPS, USPS office, and basically they print them and mail them for you. Okay. They'll also give you the specs of what you need on how to create it. So that's EDDM. Websites, I'm going to go, and then hangers and flyers. Okay. So you'd also use something similar to this for door hangers or to pass out to people. A really common sales tool that isn't super common in Alaska, but everywhere else basically, is to do what's called 5 and 5s. So because of route density, and you want a ton of people in your specific service area to hire you, and you want all your driveways to be close, when you get a driveway sold on, like, let's say one street, like let's do 145 Brymar or whatever. Sorry, my dogs are barking. You can probably hear it. We go to the driveway that we already closed, and we go 5 and 5 is we go 5 driveways up, 5 driveways down, passing out mailers or putting flyers on their doors or whatever that is. And one thing that you can do if you're doing 5 and 5s is to create a section on this. You could put rates starting at, like what I have down here on the bottom, rates or instead of rate starting at, you could write your rate is, and then actually write them a quote for their driveway, take a picture of it with the address on it, or somehow create it to where you can track it. So they call and they say, hey, we got this mailer. You said it's going to be $50 a push or $1,000 a year. I would like to sign up for that. You say, cool, you already have them, closed, right? So, excuse me. That's really, and then mailers you can just hand out at free willy as much as you want. And then you have websites and Google AdWords. Okay. So everyone knows what a website is. But for Google AdWords, let's just show this here. When someone types in snow plowing near me or snow removal near me or whatever it is, you can set up, when you have a website, you can set up Google Ads. And this is also my company. We're running Google AdWords here. And what it does is I just Googled snow plowing near me, and then this pops up. Obviously, this one's in North Pole, which is nowhere near here. This one's in Fairbanks, which is also nowhere near here. So we're the only people when you're in Butte, like I used my location for this. I'm in Butte. Type in snow removal near me. Anyone types it up, I'm the second one that pops up, but the only first legit one that pops up that is a viable option for my specific area. Okay. So very important for this. With Facebook, when you're running Facebook and Instagram ads, you pay a set amount and it tries to show it to as many people as it possibly can. Okay. With Google, and you get charged regardless of if you make sales or you get clicks or anything. It's you give them $100, they show it to X amount of people as best as they can. With Google, it's opposite. You only pay per click, but if you get a shit ton of clicks, you're going to pay a ton of money. Okay. Oftentimes, I don't know what the general cost per click is because it varies wildly based on how you set it up, the keywords that you use, etc. But when you're setting up Google AdWords, basically you type in keywords that when people search for it, then it pops up. Okay. So for us, we would do snow plowing, snow removal, snow services, ice removal, sanding, etc. Those are the keywords, so that when someone types in sanding near me, we pop up. When someone types in snow removal near me, we pop up. Then they can click on it and it takes them to your website, generally speaking. Okay. So this is my website. Hey, look, there I am. And then get this out of the way. This is a very virgin website. We're just starting on the build. Again, the same marketing company that built this is doing this. Then they can click on residential snow removal. And then it just kind of has all of the services. I don't know. So this is a picture that would be off of Unsplashed or something similar. We can use it. This isn't one of my trucks. But anyway, and then we have videos on our YouTube, etc. So basically that's all it is. On your website, you want to have all of this information, easily how to contact you, pictures, insert your Google reviews. If you don't know how to build a website, you should probably hire somebody to build a website for you. I strongly recommend All Things Digital. James Martinez, he's done most of my websites for me, with the exception of this one. But and anyway, pretty much just look up who builds websites. If you're in a snowplow forum, people are posting about it all the time. But that's the overall gist of marketing your business. You want to be, when someone Googles you, you want to be very present in all aspects of it. Okay. So like with, damn it, this sidebar thing is very frustrating. There we go. So if you Google Gravel Boss, shit. This is going to be a little different because I'm logged in. You have our website, our Facebook, our Buy Alaska directory. We're on Nextdoor. We're on Chamber of Commerce. We have our YouTube channel. All of our pictures that have been uploaded to our website and Facebook's, our DOT. So we have an entire page to our Instagram, LinkedIn. I don't know what Rose Rocket is. That's weird. Basically, we have like a page and a half of nothing but us. And that's how you want it to be. Okay. Like it's just in your face all the time. And that is like a very good thing. So now you know kind of what you're shooting for. Bring this back out of the screen share. Um, this is what you're shooting for. You need to be present in all avenues. You need to be easy to contact. And really, like, that's all there is to it. It's just getting in front of people, telling them what you do for a living, and let them hire you, pretty much. So I'm gonna get out of here for now. This is long enough as it is. I kind of rambled. That's all these are, is ramblings. And if you guys have any questions, post them in the comments. Always happy to answer anything. Yeah, and meanwhile, go have yourself a great day.